Sweet Paper Studios. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am welcoming you to week 1 of my 12 Weeks of Christmas special tutorial series. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, so if you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to be yours. All of the projects throughout the next 12 weeks will be available in my online Stampin' Up! Shop, so I will be sure to post that below. And I'm just so excited. So I will bring you weekly video tutorial of cards, tags, gifts, and this will run in conjunction with my special 12 Weeks of Christmas newsletter. You have to sign up for the newsletter in order to receive these PDF project tutorials. You can go to sweetpaperstudios.com to sign up. The newsletter projects will be exclusive to my newsletter only, so you won't find them anywhere else on YouTube or on the blog. So be sure to go sign up there, and don't forget to hit subscribe to this YouTube channel because you don't want to miss any of my weekly videos that I'm hoping will just spark your creativity. And you know, even if you don't think you have a creative side, everyone has a creative side, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is to create some beautiful Christmas projects as you get ready for the holiday season, which I know I'm talking about it already, but it will be here before you know it. So be sure to sign up for my newsletter and hit that subscribe button below, and let's get started with week 1. Okay, so for today's project we are making this super pretty card, which is going to be used with the Perfectly Plaid Bundle. Now this does come in a bundle with the stamp set and the punch, so you get the Perfectly Plaid stamp set with these pretty trees and lovely sayings, and then you have this amazing tree punch, which I love punches. They just make creating cards and projects so easy. This also comes with a suite with paper and some embellishments, and we will be using some of the paper as well. So this is just what that looks like. This paper is gorgeous. It comes with 6x6 designer series paper, and you've got these beautiful, lovely plaid designs with traditional Christmas colors, which is what I like. And if you turn it over, you also get some other beautiful patterns on the back as well. This does come in a pack. I believe there's 40 sheets. All of the links of supplies will be below this video. So you can, if you're in Canada, you can shop in my online Stampin' Up! Shop. But it's just gorgeous and makes for pretty easy cards. So we will be making this card, and I'll just show you that. So you got some gold glimmer paper, which is just beautiful because it just matches the gold detail in the paper as well. All right, so you will need a couple of supplies. So we're going to start with the shaded spruce cardstock. So this is your 5.5 by 8.5 paper, and you're just going to fold that in half. You can grab your bone folder and just burnish those edges. And we're going to bring in some Night of Navy cardstock as well. This is 3¼ inches by 5.5 inches, and I will have all these measurements on my blog as well, and I'll post that link below this video as too. And we're bringing in some of this gorgeous plaid paper, 3⅛ inches by 5.5 inches, and we can just go ahead and take our snail adhesive and start putting these together. Look at that on the back, it's just so pretty. That's what I love about Stampin' Up! Paper. It's always mostly always double-sided, and just gives some nice variety in their projects. So you're just going to center this, and you'll have a little tiny border on either side of the plaid paper. And we're just going to put this right on our card base. And again, you're going to want to center that. Beautiful. So I'm just going to put that aside. now we could start prepping our other pieces. So you will need an extra piece of the shaded spruce cardstock. So I have that right here, and with that I also have a smaller piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now these aren't, you don't need any specific measurements because we are going to do some die cutting. The first thing that we're going to use is the stitch framelit dies. This comes in a set. This is part of my most used dies ever. It comes with your ovals, your circles, and your squares, and we're going to actually be using the largest circle. And then I'm going to be bringing in the layering circle framelit dies, and we are going to be using this large scalloped circle as well. I love these dies. You can create so much with it. And then that's all of the die cutting that we're going to do. So I'm going to bring over my Big Shot. And in case you're wondering what that noise is, my cat just jumped on the back of my chair. Of course as I'm doing a video. So I'm going to cut these two pieces out at the same time. So I'll put both of those pieces of cardstock on there. So the white we're going to cut out with the stitch framelits, and the scalloped we're going to use the shaded spruce. And I'll just run that through. Apologize, the camera might get a little bit shaky. And I like to run it through, and then I just like to bring it back just to make sure we get that nice cut. And I apologize, the camera is a very bit shaky right now. Okay, and you can carefully remove those cutouts. I just love the nice stitched detail on this circle. And then you get this nice scalloped edging. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and then we're just going to adhere it just like that. And I just love the detail that the scalloped die brings. So I'll move my Big Shot out of the way. Now we're actually going to bring in a second stamp set because we're going to pair it. And this is from the From Our House to Yours stamp set. Both of these items are in the 2019 holiday catalog from Stampin' Up. And what I specifically love about this set, especially if you're Canadian, is that they really have the spelling for the US and Canadian spelling for the word neighbors. And I just love that as a Canadian. It's amazing. They don't often do that, so it's real nice to see the Canadian spelling in there. So we're only going to use a couple of stamps for this, and the first one that we're going to use is just this little bundle of snowflakes, and that is this one right here that I have. And we're going to use some Night of Navy ink, and we're just going to add some snowflakes in the background. Now I don't want them to be too dark, so I will be stamping off on my grid paper. So just like that. Make sure you're stamping alone. And I'm just going to, just want to get a light image, and you're not going to put them too close. You just kind of want them scattered a little bit because the tree cutouts will be going in the front. So we're just creating a nice background for them. And we'll just add a couple more. Okay, so then you just have your nice snowflake circle there, and we're going to keep the Night of Navy ink out because we're going to take another spare piece of the Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to stamp some trees. And I've decided to use these plaid trees right here because it's just beautiful, and really they lend themselves nicely to this paper that we're using. So I already have it on my D block. Now with this plaid these stamps, sometimes they don't stamp a clean image when you're just working on your table. So I actually like to bring in a foam mat, and this is just a foam mat from my Stamparatus. So if you do have a Stamparatus, you can bring out that mat and use it behind your cardstock. And we're going to just stamp 2 of these. I like to give it a nice firm press. Look at that, isn't that so pretty? Perfect, so nice. I just love this flat stamp. Okay, so that's all we're going to use the Night of Navy for. And we will move this mat out of our way because we will be taking our tree punch. I love this guy. And we're gonna punch out these trees. And they really just line up pretty nicely. And if you follow my channel already, you know that I love when things have a nice white border around it. It's just, I don't know, just makes the image pop. So we got those two. Put those out of the way. And while we have our punch, we also want to use some gold glitter paper. Oh, this is so pretty, guys. It is beautiful. No stamping with this. Just use your punch. It is thicker, so you need to be a little bit more forceful with your punch, but you know, still treat that punch with respect, you know. But it is a little bit thicker, so you just have to give it a little bit of more force, and then you'll get this beautiful gold glimmer punch, tree punch. So we can go ahead and adhere our circle to our shaded spruce scallop. And you're just going to want to make that as center as you can. Just like that. Smooth that out. And we're going to pop some dimensionals on the back of this because we could put this right on our card base. And I'm just going to use some mini dimensionals. You can use some regular dimensionals. This is sort of what's near me right now. They all work the same. There we go. Okay. So just want to take these off the back. Okay, so you're just going to put this in the center of the top center, just like that. I'm going to leave about an inch gap at the top. Give that a nice little press. And you're going to adhere with your snail adhesive the navy trees, plaid trees. Those are just going to go out, pop out the side a little bit. Just like that. And you'll do the same to the other side. You just want to line them up. Make sure they're sort of straight with each other. There you go. And then you're going to pop the gold glimmer tree using your dimensionals, mini dimensionals. Actually, I'll probably add a couple more on there. And then you're going to put that just right in the center also. Oh, so nice. And the last thing we got to do, actually one thing I did notice is that this came a little bit too far down off of the end of the card. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit. There we go. That's better. And now the last thing that we have to do is just add our Merry Christmas sentiment. And we're going to bring back out the From Our House to Yours sentiment. because they have some mixed font Merry Christmas, and I just love the way that looks on the card. And we're going to be doing that in embossing. So I do have a scrap piece of shaded spruce cardstock here, and I already have my stamps out and ready. And you of course will need the Versamark stamp pad for embossing. So I'll bring that out. And I'm just going to take my embossing buddy and just rub that over my shaded spruce cardstock just to prevent any static from coming. And so I'm just going to dab that. Mary. Now we will be cutting this out separately, so just leave a little bit of space between them. Christmas. And I do have my white embossing powder. Put right over there. Look at that. I just love this font, especially the Christmas font. So you will need your heat tool. And if this does take a minute, I'll just speed up this part so you don't have to listen to the embossing, the heat tool go off. Okay, so that's all done. Usually just give it a second. And then you can go ahead and cut that out. I'm just cutting out in a rectangle. I'm not doing anything special with these two. Just cutting right around them, leaving a little border around each side. Like that. And take this Mary, just trim underneath a little bit more and trim around. Get rid of those pieces. And then we can adhere our sentiments to the card. So for the Mary, you're just going to use your snail adhesive, and that's going to go right under the glimmer tree. And then for the Christmas, we're going to take back our dimensionals, bring those back out, and pop those on with some of the mini dimensionals. And it's just going to go right underneath and off to the side. And there you have your beautiful wrapped in plaid Christmas card. I really hope you enjoyed today's project and week 1 of my 12 Weeks to Christmas series. Be sure to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And if you head over to sweetpaperstudios.com, I'll have full project details, and you can sign up for my newsletter to receive my 12 Weeks to Christmas newsletter. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!